So I know it's not fall yet, but I couldn't resist buying these adorable pillowcases on Amazon, so I've already started kind of falling up my apartment, even though it's still the beginning of September. I also replaced my pillowcases on my sofa to these beautiful orange and yellow colors. I am trying not to get too much in the mood, but I'm not gonna lie, I love the autumn season, so I've kind of gone not yet crazy on the colors and decorating yet, but I figured a couple things wouldn't hurt. So this is my couple things at the moment. Also, pillows are just great to have around, so. And I know this video is a little bit different from what we're used to. Don't worry, we're gonna still be baking in this video. I'm gonna be making a banana bread with all of my favorite fall spices in it, so I really hope you guys enjoy the recipe. But I thought I could also share some fall books that I'm gonna be reading and also some movies I'm really excited to watch. I thought I could maybe start off with the books I'm gonna read. So I've already read one of them, but it wasn't really a fall choice, it just was the book I was reading last, and I thought I would at least share it because I thought it was really interesting. It's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And this is a fantasy novel that ends up following the life of a young French woman from 1714 who ends up making a bargain or a deal about wanting the opportunity to live a life of freedom, of being able to experience life to what she wants and not to what the people around her expect her to do and to live. And so she makes this deal, but in return she's also cursed. And so she ends up having this opportunity to live forever and just experience everything, but in return she's always forgotten and can never leave a mark on this world. And the story ends up following her life not just through time and through historical events, but we have a nice balance of also seeing her living in our present day, 2014 in New York City, and how she was able to handle those two different times of her life. And also we get to watch this moving moment of how she was able to actually learn how to leave marks in the world throughout time, and it ends up being such a moving story. I actually just finished this book a couple days ago, and I thought it was really interesting. I really loved the writing style. I really thought the storyline was really good, but I didn't love the last chapter, and I think I understand what the author was going for, and I understand why they went that direction. I think I wish it would have ended differently. But I actually do recommend this book. I thought it was a really good read. The details are written really well. Like I said, the storyline is really, really interesting. And I've made a couple little notes in here of like little things I wanted to remember. I don't know if you guys also do that. Let me know down in the comments if you guys also put little tabbies in your books. I just started doing it because I thought it'd be so great to remember what I wanted to remember in a book. One of them is like a detail that I thought was really interesting, and a little thing in here that I wanted to remember. It was kind of like it touched my heart a little bit. It was written in Latin. I'm not going to try to say it in Latin, but I'll add it right here. And what it means is, to find a way or make your own. And it's a good little note to remember, and I think it was just so sweet that I kind of marked it. So I actually really recommend this book. It was really interesting to read. Again, I didn't like the last chapter, but I would love to hear what your guys' opinions are if you've read this book and what you thought of the last chapter. And now let's get started on the books I'm actually going to read. I just started Bunny. I've heard so much about this, but I've skipped all the reviews. I didn't want to know what the book was about because I kept hearing about it. I thought I should read it, but without knowing anything about it. So I have no idea what this book is about. I haven't even read the back, so I thought I would just jump right in. I'm about 15 pages into it, and it's weird. I do have to say it's a bit odd, but I have this rule where I have to read 100 pages into a book before I can say, no, I'm not interested. So I'm gonna try to get into this book and see how it is. But from what I've heard, there's some people who love it and some people who hate it. So I'm going to be super curious as to how I feel about it. But that's kind of the next book I'm reading right now on my list. And then I'm also going to be reading Howl's Moving Castle, which is a young adult book. My partner actually bought it for me last year for my birthday. And I've seen the movie, but I have never read one of these books. And I thought this would be so fun to read during the fall because it kind of has those, it's purple and green. So I kind of thought of Halloween. I know it doesn't take place during Halloween, but I thought this would be a really fun, lighthearted book for this season. So I'm really excited to read this one. And then I have this other one that I actually picked up just at the bookstore. I picked it up only because of the picture, so the front cover, and I thought it looked so weird. So it's called The Dangers of Smoking in Bed, and it's by Marina Enriquez. And it's a collection of short stories. They were originally written in Spanish and they were just translated this last year. So I picked this one up because of the cover, and the story sounds so creepy and so odd. I just had to pick it up, and I'm kind of excited to read it before I go to bed, getting all cozy and getting a little freaked out. So I picked this one up. And then I also grabbed Needled to Death, mostly because of the cover. I just thought it was super cute, and the title was really kind of funny. This one's by Maggie Stefton. Hopefully I said that right. And this is actually the second book in a series. I have never read the first one. I actually picked this one up at a used bookstore and didn't know that there was going to be a first one, or even just 17 books in this series. So I looked it up. I don't have to read the first one. The storyline might contain some of the stuff from the first book, but I think I'll be okay. I read the back a little bit, so I'll just actually read you the back. It says, when Kelly volunteers to take a troop of tourists to visit Vicky Claymore's alpaca farm, she discovers Fort Connor isn't as sedate as it seems. Instead of a warm welcome, they find Vicky splayed out on her original hard-woven rug, her blood seeping into the design. The police jump on the case, but Kelly can't resist doing a little investigation work on her own, even if it means taking a break from the sweater she's been knitting in the round, because a murderer is lurking in Fort Connor, waiting for the right moment to strike again. So I've also been trying to teach myself to knit, so I thought this would be kind of a fun book to read. Also, it's Halloween. Murder books are always fun. And with that being said, I picked up another murder mystery book, and it was Agatha Christie. I've never read one of her books. I've been really interested in them. This one's The Body in the Library. I've chosen this one specifically because my bullet journal theme this month is libraries. Well, actually books, not libraries. But there's bookshelves. And so I thought this one would be really fun. I've heard so many great things about Agatha Christie. I watched a little video, Drunk History, about Agatha Christie, which I thought was really funny. I'll go ahead and put it in the description below. And so this is my first Agatha Christie book. If you have any other ones you actually really recommend, please let me know. I would love to read more of her books. And it's so short. I mean, I think it's only 200 pages. Yeah, it's 215 pages long, so I don't think this book is going to take me very long to read it all, so I might be able to stick in another Agatha Christie book before the end of the season. So that's actually all the books I'm planning to read. I have 5 on my list because I'm trying to keep myself kind of not too much pressure, and I want to enjoy the books. I do read a little bit slower. I don't think that's a problem though. I just love having the whole story imagined in my brain and following the storyline and picturing all the scenes. So I really like to dive deep into a book and kind of get lost in it without feeling the pressure of reading really fast. So those are the 5 books I plan to read this fall. And then 2 of the movies I picked up, we actually just bought them because I don't have them. And I've been really, really missing them, and I haven't seen them in so long. And they came as actually a double pack. So one movie I really wanted to watch, and the other one just kind of came as a, here you go. So the first one was Practical Magic. I watched that movie so much when I was a kid. I loved it so much, and I just had this hankering of watching it. And I've been watching some of my other booktubers, and I'm thinking, oh man, to watch Practical Magic again, that would be so perfect. And it came with Die Hexen von Eastwick, which, if I remember right, sorry, it's in German. I can't remember the English title, but I'll go ahead and put it right here. And I've been really wanting to watch that movie. I think I saw it when I was really young, and so it's so fun that it's going to be on this one as well. Another film I really love. I don't think it's a fall movie, but it's just, I don't know why I like it so much. It's Beastly, and it's a take on Beauty and the Beast, and I watched that movie in college, I think, and I thought it was such a good movie. I thought it was so well done that I had to get it. And so I've been really wanting to watch this for probably like 4 or 5 years, and I haven't had the opportunity to because it's not on any of our streaming services here in Germany. So we went and bought it on Amazon, and then this one actually came with Beautiful Creatures, which I've never seen. I've heard about it before. I've heard about the books as well, but I haven't read the books and I haven't seen the movie, so this one's a new one for me. But I thought 2 in 1, why not? So these are kind of the books and movies I'm kind of in for this season. There's a couple series I want to watch as well. I just haven't figured out which ones yet, so stay tuned. I'll go ahead and talk about those maybe on my next video. But that's kind of where we're at on my books and movies this season. I would love to hear some of the books and movies you guys are also going to be watching or reading. I always really like recommendations. I've gone crazy on Amazon and bought so many. Living here in Germany, it's kind of hard to get some books at the bookstores because they're in German. And yes, I can speak German, but reading in German is really hard for me. So I generally try to read all my books in English. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know, and I would love to have them. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and start making some banana bread. And while my banana bread is baking, I'm going to continue reading Bunny. So I'm so excited to have you guys here again, like I said, and let's go ahead and get some banana bread started. Now that our banana bread is in the oven, before we start reading, I'm actually going to step outside so that way I can pick some of the cherry tomatoes that I have on my cherry tomato plants because we just have so many and they're so ripe right now.